And egg prices across the country, they're at an all-time high due to the recent bird flu epidemic. Now, I spoke with one local restaurant manager who is scrambling to deal with the shortage of this staple product.
General Manager Keith Steele doesn't think H&H will crack under the pressure, but with soaring egg prices across the country, he says they are feeling the burden of a heavy yoke.
Breakfast still goes on. We do breakfast from 7 to 11 here at H&H, so that's 6 days a week. So I have to order eggs. I use about 90 dozen eggs, roughly. That's on a slow week.
According to the United States Department of Agriculture, since January of this year, over 6.2 million turkeys and 34.3 million chickens have been infected with avian influenza, also known as the bird flu. Nationally, they are calling it the worst outbreak in U.S. history.
It's very noticeable around town, something that everyone is aware of, and we're kind of just got our fingers crossed and hoping for the best.
Steele buys his eggs 30 dozen at a time and says that the price has doubled. But H&H is part of the Moonhangers Group. That's a company that owns several restaurants in Macon. The owners, Chad Evans and Wes Griffith, say that because of the amount of business they do, they will be able to shoulder the burden of rising prices without changing the way they do business.
Right now, we're kind of gauging the margin of how much more it is and how long we can endure bearing the brunt of it, because what we want to provide is the same service for the same price.
And it's not just this iconic restaurant that's feeling the scramble. From restaurants to bakeries to the grocery store, eggs are a staple of everything. I spoke with other Macon restaurant managers who are also feeling fried. Abby London with Janine's Downtown said for her, the price of a 30 dozen eggs went from about $30 to around $80. And with an increase like that, many fear they might have to pass off some of the burden to the customer.
The United States Department of Agriculture says that they have to wait until new egg-laying chickens have been raised to replace the ones that became infected, and they say that could take up to a year.